So this is a company called Canik, and this particular firearm in your hands is the small pistol Maggie MC9 in 9mm. Comes with a 12-round mag. Comes with a bull barrel on that, I think, 3-inch, and I think you got some 3-dot. Nope, just single dot sights, blackout rear, and a white dot front. I do too. I really like those. Sights, yeah. They are those. That is very similar to the sights on my 1911 with a blackout rear. However, my front sight is fiber optic instead of the dot, which
it's a great trigger too.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, it is. And in addition, Canik is kind of above and beyond on the accessory pack. So they send you these nifty little briefcases with the higher capacity 15-round magazine that'll give you a full-size grip. They give you a nice little loader because, yes, getting the last few rounds into that does require a little bit of assistance. They also furnish a holster. It is a Kydex holster. Plastic holsters are not my favorite, but I know that they are the favorites of many, many, many others out there.
Well, what a great starter kit, too.
Totally.
Yeah, that's great.
But wait, there's more.
How much would you pay? But wait.
So you get the instructions, constructions, and destructions. And my favorite is that they have started putting this little card in here that says, wait, here's your stinking toolbox right here. And now I get to use the same joke that someone used yesterday in the shop. Can you check that and make sure it's clear before we pull all the screws and pins out of that thing? That right there is the toolbox, and you carefully slide the floor plate of the base plate off. And then, here, I'll flip this over so you have a nice soft place to land with all this. Ta-da! Look at this. Extra bushings. You've got, these are your drivers, your little Torx fit drivers, and they just fit right in there. And now you have an interchangeable Allen wrench set with the correct Torx head for all the screws and all the extra
screws,
accessories. Yes.
How fun.
So they give you, they tell you do not use the screws that come with your optic, or you can use the screws that come with your optic, but they do furnish extra optic screws in there. They also have the screws for the bottom, or for the magwell. Is that magazine release button screw, magazine release buttons. There's usually a bunch of extra accessories in there.
That's really cool.
You get
I like that.
pinky extension floor plates on there, which Ruger sends with their firearms. If you've ever, and Smith & Wesson with their little bodyguard series that have those interchangeable floor plates. So if you're using a lower capacity magazine, you still have that little bit of extra space for your pinky to wrap around on the bottom of the mag when you grip the gun. So those are nice. They also feature the removable adjustable back straps on there. So if at first it doesn't fit your grip, customize it the way you see fit. You have cleaning rod and a cleaning brush. You've got your little punch tool here, which is pretty nice.
Oh, that is cool.
So yeah, you're set up with this whole awesome kit.
This is a great little gun, like, because I guess the Meta is their micro compact.
Yes.
Or 12 plus.
It is the Meta, or the Mete is their series of pistol, and this particular one is the subcompact.
The MC9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not just the small one, it's Meta.
So Canik has some pretty cool stuff that they're doing. A lot of people are overlooking this company. They haven't heard of this company, so it's not on their radar. It probably should be. There's your little gun lock, your trigger lock.
It's got a trigger lock.
Yeah, so they're pretty cool about putting everything together. And the price point for what you're getting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's not terribly more expensive than the options that Taurus is putting out. Plus you get things like optics ready. All you do is remove that little plate right there on the top of the slide, And that's good because now you may not be thinking about a red dot today. You may not be thinking about optics this year. I know you've shot with a red dot before and you really like it, but there are some people that still prefer the regular sights on the gun, but maybe down the line in 5 years, in 10 years, maybe you do want that option. Well, there it is for you, ready to go. And you're not going to have to spend any extra money to have your original gun modified to fit optics. So
Well, that's pretty cool.
I know!
I'm glad you broke this thing out.
And tell me about the trigger.
Yeah, that is a nice trigger. Here's what I like about it. Taurus did this, but it's got like a take-up. Like there's like a, you know, because you got like your, what do you call that? That
A little bit of slack
like a little
in
safety,
it. Yeah.
safety trigger or whatever. What does
So-
Glock call that? They call it their safety trigger, the Glock trigger, the safety trigger.
Safe action trigger.
Safe action trigger. Yeah. And so you got a little take up, which I like, and you can feel it. And then there's a stop right there. I like that. It's almost like a 2-stage trigger.
Right?
Yeah, well, it is a 2-stage trigger.
They're really.
And then there's just nothing to it. Yeah, that is really nice.
nice.
I was just messing around with the Glock. I actually like that trigger better than the Glock trigger. Because I was just messing around with the Glock like
2 seconds ago.
2 seconds ago.
Really, like
Yeah.
seriously, before I busted
Yeah.
this out, we were playing with Glocks.
Yeah, this is great. I do like these sights too, because it almost looks like Glock sights just without the little U-shaped thing in the rear sight.
Exactly. And can I tell you, you
Gosh,
are
that
not.
trigger is way better than a Glock trigger. I will say that. Yeah.
Thank you, Glock. You could do better. Are you
You could do
listening?
better. I mean, Glock triggers are fine, but they're not. That was real nice. This is not, actually, I'd be like, nice. It's interesting, if you look at the writings on here, like real big, it's like Century Arms, Inc., Georgia, Vermont.
Yes, that is the importer.
Right, but then real tiny, like tiny, just tiny, barely real, like I need glasses. Just tiny, made in Turkey.
Yep.
Super tiny.
Yep. Absolutely. So this is, welcome to my world. This is contributing to my poor eyesight, because not only do I have to search these small guns, some old that have been refinished and the markings are not as clear, but you have to have who made it and the importer. If they are two separate entities, you have to have both on there.
Yeah.
So,
I just find it interesting. I was like, Century Arms.
they're proud that they
Made in
are
Turkey.
importing these
Just tiny
canics.
little, made in Turkey.
So there
Yeah.
will come a time here, and very shortly, in 5 years or less, we will all be seeing these pistols, and they will not have Century Arms importation marks on them any longer.
Wow.
They will say made by Canik, imported by Canik. Canik is working on their U.S. headquarters now.
Oh, okay.
And Canik is gunning for Glock's market. So they've already got a stellar package with their pistols and an awesome accessory kit.
That's the best accessory kit I've ever seen. Like it kind of reminds me of like a more modern version of when you get like an old war rifle and it's got like a tool kit.
Oh,
It's got all these
yes!
kits built into it, and all the things you need.
The M1.
The sling.
Exactly, the little M1 carbines where
Uh-huh.
the sling held the oiler in place and everything. So you had this tiny little toolkit in there,
Yeah.
and it all comes together in one awesome package. Yes.
Well, and the price point's interesting because, like, I'd say Taurus is probably about $100 cheaper,
Mm-hmm.
and then Glock's about $100 more.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that nice little.
Does
little
your
middle-
Taurus come with all of this?
No,
though?
it was a cardboard box.
Now, the Glock, I will say, Glocks will also come with
Back straps now.
adjustable back straps.
Mhm.
If you get a Gen 4 or a Gen 5 that is new, sometimes the previously loved ones, the parts and pieces go missing.
Sure.
Now,
sure,
the
sure.
newer Glocks Gen 5, those will be shipping with 3 magazines. The Gen 4s did ship with 3 magazines originally as well. But that's where your accessory kit for Glock. Oh, no, it doesn't. Glock will also send you a nylon brush, not a brass one, and they will send you your little cleaning jag right there for your patches. So, but that's basically where your Glock accessory package ends there. Canik is...
Well, and I would argue Glock has not done this like everybody else has. You know, like made a gun this small that's 12+1. They really have. I mean, they got one that's 10+1, and that's close. Well, man, thanks for breaking this out. This is fun. We should do this more often. We should break out Maggie's Choice firearms, and this is the one you want to break out, the Canik Meta.
So yeah,
the MC9.
It's just
I like it.
Nice little compact concealed carry pistol.
Yeah, micro compact.
It is. This is holding its own against the SIG P365 series. It's holding its own against the smaller series of Rugers, their Max 9mm series. The Smith & Wesson M&P Shield Plus series. Definitely.
The Micro 9's everybody.
Yeah, everybody. You've got Springfield, you got FNs, you've got
Kimber.
You got Kimbers, you got everybody out there with it.
Micro 9, yeah.
This is just one more out there in a long, long, long list. So you
but it
have
sure
options.
has a lot of cool things that nobody else broke out. Like I said, we were just looking at the Glock's better trigger. I can't account for how it shoots. I've yet to shoot one, but
I'm enamored with all of the delightful little accessories that they send with this, and its packaging. Everything is so awesome.
Yeah, the whole thing is great.
Quick disassembly and assembly, and your little instructions, constructions, and destructions.
I will say that when it comes to owner's manuals, they should put in a card that's quick assembly. Because generally speaking, somebody wants to do the little field strip. It should be easier than to kind of dig through a book.
To flip through a book and
or
everything.
Get on YouTube. How do you field strip a Canik MC9?
I don't know. You gotta give something to those YouTube videos, because. Sure. I will say, for all of those manufacturers that cannot put nice, concise assembly and disassembly instructions together, you can watch somebody on YouTube get it right. You can watch somebody on YouTube get it wrong and screw it up and do everything wrong and backwards. So you've got wonderful examples and you've got horrible warnings both ways.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for breaking this out. This is fun.
Oh, you're so
every
welcome.
time I come, we should break out Maggie's Choice. This is good. This is good. I like it. Thanks for doing that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just keep chatting and
until next time.
Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye, everybody.